212. You already know what it is. Sonik Gemz. We are back in the building. You already know. It's your boy H1, a.k.a. Swim Khan, Swahima Law, Black Morris. I got 1,000 names. Y'all niggas choose the one you like, and you run with that. Go ahead, nigga. Tell him your 38 names.
Yo, you already know it's your boy Rachel Revol, a.k.a. Haitian Momoa, a.k.a. You already know it. I'm just playing with y'all.
You already know it.
Try to slick. You
already know it, nigga. My man Flock Demon-Lo, holla at the people.
Yo, Flock Boogie, Demon-Lo, live in effect, live and direct. You already know what it is. Happy Saturday, people. What up?
Happy Saturday. Starting off this podcast, just, shout out to the sponsors, Posh Blue Tuxedo Cakes and Desserts. Y'all looking for great desserts, holla at them, Posh Blue Atlanta. On IG, Young Vets, holla at Young Vets Apparel on IG. You can check them out, Young Vets Apparel on Gmail. We're going to go through this every time. I swear to God, it is not
until
me.
we show something different, then yeah.
I'm just saying.
You do it to yourself. All I did was chuckle.
Look, I'm just saying, y'all got to stop.
Yo, shout out to Fode. He couldn't be here today. Got to handle the family biz.
Yeah, shout out to Fode. Shout out to Fode.
Shout out to Fode and the fam.
Yeah.
Shout out to 5-Star Barbershop for
5-Star Barbershop, Al out there.
Yeah.
And anybody out there at 5-Star, make sure you go support them. They're in McDonough. Listen to the last episode of Sonik Gemz. You get a good chance to listen to, the owner as well as a couple of the dope barbers out there. So make sure you go out there and support. You want your fade fire. You want your beard looking butter. Yeah, old school shit. You go out there and you check them out. You heard. So, prior to us even starting today, we was like having a conversation real quick about, shooting the fair. Yeah. Does that exist anymore in 2019? About to be 2020, really. So we might as well say it's 2020. So is shooting the fair still a thing? You know what I mean? Pretty much. Damn, son, 2020, nigga, I thought there was going to be flying cars and fucking like robot bitches, all kinds of weird shit going on in the world, son.
You would think, right?
Nigga,
the way they plugged that shit in 2000.
You know what I mean?
Was it Y2K was looking?
Yeah. It was supposed to be crazy, nigga. Like, we still using Metro cards. Shit don't make no sense.
Nigga.
Still make no sense. Like, you know what I mean? I thought the world was going to be, like, ridiculous by this time. And if you think about it, really, life doesn't work that way anyway. But anyway, nonetheless.
It does, but they keeping it to themselves.
Probably so. Yeah. Like, in another 100 years, if you can live, like, another 200 years. Let's say God was like, Flock, Peter.
Would you want to go that long, though? 200 years?
It'd be hard. I would have to have everybody I know live that same amount of time.
Yeah. Exactly.
It couldn't just be me.
It can't just be you.
Or you'd have mad families, my nigga. You'd just be restarting niggas mad over like, yo, sorry, I'll come back, nigga. You be all right. Like, yo, it would have to be that way. But if I could, if God would give me one wish, I'd want to see how shit started from the beginning until now. Like, just watch all of these different crazy things happen and, like, see what would happen. Like, because it's like, yo, in 200 years, son, that's like your great-great-great-great-grandchildren, son. Mm-hmm. Them niggas are not going to know who we are. So, at all.
Yeah.
Nah.
You know what I mean? They're not going to know you, son. Yeah. Like, they're not going to, like, you may not even exist in their minds. Yeah. And even culturally, like, your culture may not exist. Imagine all the kids are born here in America, son. Yeah. That shit is gone after, like, the next 2 generations, my nigga. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's it. No more Creole, no more Spanish. Niggas don't know nothing but English.
Nah, it's all gonna be one language.
It's just gonna be one fucking language. They're gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Yeah, like your great grandfather was from Haiti and like the DR." They're gonna be like, "What?"
Yeah, nigga, watch the sex robots are gonna be a throwback. They gonna pull that shit out like, yo, you still got one of those?
Like, oh my God, son, and the pussy still went on that motherfucker, dog. Word. Yo, but real talk, like, is shooting the fair still a thing? Is that something that we still do nowadays? Is that still respected? Because we were all talking Sonik Gemz family that, we
I respect it.
I respect it too.
I can't think of the last time I saw one, but I respect it.
I can't either.
We need to bring it back. Bring it back.
Bring back.
About to go
about to go outside and start punching niggas in the face.
Yo, you and me right now.
3 o'clock, nigga. Fucking you up after school. It's a fact. It needs to come back. No more shootings. Y'all little niggas shoot because y'all pussy. That's really what it is. Y'all, if y'all fought,
Yeah.
Shoot the fair one. Y'all afraid to lose.
That would be dope to like,
Yeah.
you know, open up a gym, be like, yo, I got beef with whoever the fuck it is, whatever block you from, nigga. Come in here, hash it out.
Word.
Beef
word,
gym,
word.
son.
Beef gym.
Beef gym.
Beef gym.
That sounds super weird.
We
My
got
fault.
the beef gyms.
Like,
Yeah,
yo,
son, that
yeah,
sounds
yo, you
super
keep doing that,
weird.
yo.
My
This
bad.
is neutral grounds. Neutral grounds, whatever set you claiming, whatever gang you
Neutral
repping,
grounds, that
leave
should be
it,
the
leave
name
it
of it.
out there. If you got beef with this one individual, let's
Yeah.
keep it with that one individual.
Factory.
Yeah.
Whoever walk out,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Niggas are afraid to get their ass whipped, son.
Yeah.
Because the world is world star.
Yeah.
Niggas don't want to get world starred, son. That's
Yeah.
the one.
That's
Because there's
true.
always a nigga with
But
a
that would be
camera.
another thing too. Like you're not coming into the beef gym with cameras and all.
No
that shit.
cameras.
Nah.
No
I
cameras.
seen
Strict
a girl
rules.
get world starred on the news. I was at work in the break room, and some girl in high school, and she actually started the fight. She instigated it, and she like grabbed some girl's hair, and the girl that she grabbed just came back and just gave her the hands of God. Like I was like, oh my God. And then, you know, it sucks because everybody has a camera phone nowadays. Like I'm like, you on the news. Like it's different. You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
fact.
Like everybody in Atlanta knows what happened to you. Like, this is like
Everyone. That's why niggas don't want to fight,
I'm
son.
like, yo,
this is not
this
gonna
is
go
why.
away
Yo,
for like the rest of your life.
I saw the hardest girl fight. It's always the girls though. I saw the hardest.
Yo,
This
girls be
fucking
going
big chick was
in.
in the bathroom, my nigga. High school kid. This other girl was like, "Excuse me, yo, excuse me, excuse me." The other girl didn't move. It's like boom, 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 boom. She drugged that bitch in the
Molly
whole
whopped that ass.
bathroom. Molly whopped her, son.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this was a big chick versus a little chick. And I'm like, you took a hard L. And just like you were saying, Areto, son, now we're all seeing this. But if I saw her in the street, I wouldn't know who you are anyway.
Nah.
Like, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not gonna click like,
Yeah.
oh, you the one that got fucked up on World Star.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that bad. It's
Depending
like,
on how big the
Well,
video
it
got,
depends,
then,
yeah.
Yo, like if you got
Yeah.
got some views off of that video,
Yeah.
niggas is liable to know you.
That's a fact.
I mean, because you never
And
know
that's
what's
what
going to go
everything is running
viral.
with.
You know what I'm saying? Things become memes
true.
nowadays and stuff. Like it's just it
You
could
don't-
become
you-
a whole problem.
You don't
like,
want to be a whole meme, son.
like globally. Like we talking about kids in Africa. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, nigga, you got your ass up, but there needs to be the fair needs to be. So, like, what is, you know, just like we were talking about, what's the fair then? Because we're saying shoot the fair. You shoot the fair one. So it's fair, it's even. Just no,
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
you and
even.
that one
You and that
person.
one person, no one's jumping in, and y'all going
But
at it.
that's as far as it goes.
That's
no
it.
one is jumping in.
No one is jumping in.
It's just
You
you
can't
and
get
the other
jumped.
person.
Yeah.
That's it.
If you get hit with something that person picked up, that's fair game.
yeah.
You got to fight.
I think. Now, if niggas want to just throw their hands and keep their hands, that's cool too. But in a fight, if I'm losing, I'm not gonna be losing for long. That's all I'm saying.
You fight to win. You don't
Yeah,
fight to
yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
Somebody got to catch him, son. Something's gonna happen. But
I mean, you're not about to get a flawless victory on me.
nah, I'm breaking a toe. I'm biting an ear off an earlobe, nigga. I'm ripping an eyelash off. Something's gonna happen, my nigga.
But that's the thing too. Like if you had like a legit gym, right? Like now all of a sudden all these politics come into play. Like you would have to have it where it's almost like boxing. Like it's like certain things because then now people gonna end up losing their lives, losing limbs. You know what I mean? And it's a fair one technically.
I
but
mean,
it's like,
alright,
nah.
in this gym, hypothetically, in my gym, I'm not gonna put them in a room with a bunch of wooden spikes and sharp shit to fuck each other up with. Like, nah, it's gonna be a ring. I might throw, some gloves, throw pillows, or a little bit harder than the throw pillows. And you want to hit him and hurt, but you
Right.
kill him.
right.
You
Pillow
know,
fill the
something-
rocks and shit.
WWFs.
Yeah, you know,
Grab a chair from the audience.
what is it? Kill proof all the weapons.
Fact. Yeah, right.
Kill proof all the
Kill
weapons.
all. You can't get murdered here, my
can't get
nigga.
murdered here.
You're
gonna hurt.
you're just settling an argument,
You ain't
and
gonna-
that's what Flock was saying earlier. Guys, pardon me, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's what Flock was saying earlier. Flock was like, "Yo, niggas a fight, and then that's it. Like it needs to just be, all right, we good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we good.
And
We
there's not enough of that. Niggas always hold. They whoever loses always hold
Yeah,
animosity towards it.
yeah, you're gonna
Like,
hold
yo,
a
dude,
grudge.
you lost, took an L.
Yeah, you
alright.
took a
You
L.
want a round two? That's cool.
Right. If you
Yeah.
want round two, right.
Don't
Exactly.
don't have that sore loser type of vibe. Like now we never gonna be cool again.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So does the loser become pussy because he lost? That was the question we were saying. Do you respect the loser? Do you still be like, damn, you lost, but you fought? You know what I mean? You fought. That's how I feel
he
too.
fought.
You
the
fought.
whole thinking he was pussy shit. I think that was just some kid shit. That was us little niggas just killing the nigga ego.
Yeah, that's true. It's a fact.
That's all it was. Like,
Murdered
was
the nigga
the worst
ego.
when we was younger.
Nigga had the
Now,
worst
you stood there and
self-esteem.
held your ground. If the other nigga just happened to overpower you or beat you somehow, like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But you stood there and stood your ground.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a super fact.
I mean, not even to excuse it, but I think, I don't even know if I want to go this direction with it. I might just have to. Anyways, like, I just think that's what it is sometimes, too, with, like, kids getting bullied. You know what I mean? It's like, because they already know they're overpowered, so they're like, well, how can I get the advantage here? You know what I'm saying? But they're going too far with it. You know what I mean? And then to me, I'm not saying I condone this at all, like, you know, shooting or whatever, but it's like, how do you target, like, the entire population around you, like, that didn't do anything to you? Or I get if you feel
like mass shootings?
Well, I mean, even, like, whether it was school or whatever, because, I mean, granted, like, you might feel like there's a group of kids that are ruining your life or kind of, like, in a sense, they kind of all participating in this one thing to make your life miserable. But I'm saying, like, you're just randoms, you know what I mean? Like, you're just
When did we
random.
get to that point? I didn't mean to cut you off,
Yeah.
but just to add on to your point, like when did we make that transition? And you know, we've bullies has been around for a minute.
Forever.
You know what I mean? When we was growing
Forever.
up, it was just, you know, pushing a playground or kick here, kick there. You might even get jumped depending on what type of shit was going on.
Factory.
But now niggas is just, well, like, it's just a whole different level of bullying. Like, niggas is taking that shit. Like, everything is of, what do you call it? Like a hazing period.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fucking recording shit doesn't make it any better either. So now niggas want to put the shit online
Now,
to show you.
Like, everything is just out there for you to just, like, take in, like, to soak in. Some of that shit I be seeing, like, now you don't, they had, like, you might scroll up and they'll have that sensitive contact.
Yeah.
Like, I won't even click on it because I really don't even want to
Endorse it,
Yeah, exactly.
Me neither. I'm the same exact way.
Yeah, but these kids, you know what I mean? It's like it becomes a whole nightmare because now, I mean, it was different back in the day. You just go to school, you come home, you can move locations and have a whole new life. But if it's online, you know what I'm saying? It becomes a whole different. But you know, I mean, hey,
Who remembers these people? That's the thing. I never remember these niggas. Like, I can
Yeah.
see someone get their ass whipped online,
Yeah.
and if they walk by me in 5 minutes after I saw the video,
That's the thing. Like,
Yeah,
we don't look for people that we might run into.
Yeah.
The chances of that are crazy.
yeah,
We look for people that we might know. That's what we gonna remember.
that's true.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Like, if I don't, this is 1,000 niggas I don't know. I'm gonna forget tomorrow. I met 40 people today that I'm not gonna remember I met.
Right.
But if I see one of y'all niggas on World Star, 40 years later, nigga, remember that 2019?
That would be my
nigga?
first thing. I'd be on the floor like, oh, Neff, you got to get the fucking footage. don't not let Flock see it, my nigga. I'm never gonna leave it down.
You imagine somebody on World Star be like, yo, get the camera. That's gonna be the new shit.
That is.
Get the camera.
As soon as it happens, bro. As soon as it
Soon as
fucking
it go
happens.
down.
As soon as it go down, son.
Where the mother be, you better not be recording this.
It's like, yeah, nigga, you know I am, dog. You know this shit is.
Yo, and it makes it worse if they don't, because now the footage is like you on there, like, yo, get the camera,
Get the camera. Get the camera, nigga. Yo, this generation sucks, yo. Y'all little niggas suck, man. Y'all get off the fucking, like, and that's the whole shit with, like, cyberbullying.
Yeah.
I don't even understand that shit, like, at all. Because I'm like, when people are like, kids are like killing themselves over people cyberbullying. But I'm like, well, why don't you just delete the app? You don't have to have
Yeah, but-
Instagram. Just delete the shit or Facebook.
People get addicted to that. Like, people just
Yeah.
curious and looking at other people's shit.
What would you do if your kid came home and was like, Dad, I'm getting bullied online? What would you do?
Show me.
And then what would you do?
I'm gonna teach them how to talk some shit.
But now they got to go to school and
now
deal
if
with the
it's-
kid.
Well, I always told my son, like, I'm not gonna condone fighting, but if my son is in a position where he needs to defend himself, I'm not gonna be mad at you.
Right.
Why would I be mad at you? You defended yourself. If this nigga, you telling me he's a bully and you doing everything in your power to avoid that, and it turns out that you have to punch this kid in his face. What am I mad at?
That's a fact.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that at all.
And a lot of times, though, I mean, realistically, like, okay, like somebody with that mentality, like you have the mentality, like, yo, I'm siding with my child. But I think a lot of kids that get bullied, they usually have a bad home life. It's not just one. It stems from just having low self-esteem. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes, yeah.
The people that are doing the bullying might have a bad home life.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, the kids.
That too.
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm even saying for the victim of, like, because you got to think, like, the victim of the bully, most kids, if you have, like, a certain certain
well, some kids are
or,
just like it's just that's how they are.
But I'm saying the ones that usually getting picked on is because they're kind of not fighting back. They're just accepting.
But that's
it.
what I mean. Like,
You know
there's
what I'm
some
saying?
kids that aren't gonna fight back. That's just how they are.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
nothing,
Some kids are not with
it's
the,
nothing
they're not
that
with
they
the smoke.
did.
They don't
That
want
it's
the smoke.
nothing that
But I feel
they
like
could
if
do
you
to
have
prevent
like
it.
a home life, like parents that kind of like, I'm not saying it's like a magic formula, right? But like, cause yeah, somebody's personality might be more timid or whatever. Like, I think I was not necessarily like extremely timid, but more on the shy side. So it's like if you have, I don't know, there's different factors at play, like, you know what I'm saying? But like, cause some kids might have their older siblings at school with them, so they feel more confidence because they know I got a big brother or whatever in a higher grade.
That's a fact. Kids
So,
definitely had them shits.
You know what I'm saying?
Thought they
Yeah,
was
none of them
ruling.
Yeah.
Definitely
Solely,
had that shit.
I was
yeah.
the older brother in the school.
Oh, see, this nigga he was
I
Flock.
was
Ladies
the
and
older
gentlemen,
one.
Flock was beating niggas up.
No, I wasn't like
7th
that.
grade.
I wasn't being like that. Nah, niggas that know me know I wasn't the fighter. I would fight if I had to, but I wasn't the fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never looking for that shit.
I was, like
that
I
was
told you,
never
I
my
was
vibe.
the cool kid, but I wasn't the cool kid, but I was the cool kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
exactly. It's a
So-
very
Yeah,
weird
right.
medium. I was the
Yeah,
same
Right,
way
right.
too.
you know what I'm
Like,
I was
saying?
there, but I wasn't there. I was like,
we
I'm
cool
a
now,
cool kid.
niggas. Fuck y'all.
Right?
You
And-
heard Sonik Gemz, nigga.
How
That's
you
a-
like me?
how you like me now?
Word.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, that's what it is. So, you know, shooting the fair. Niggas don't shoot the fair anymore. We want y'all little niggas shoot the fair. Stop being scared. Get punched in the whole face. In your whole face.
In your whole face.
In your whole face. Don't be mad. Don't be scared to get punched in your whole grill, nigga. It's all right. You gonna live it down, and you ain't pussy because you fought. Oh, that's all that matters.
Ain't nothing but a lesson learned.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing but a lesson
You
learned.
know what not to do next time.
You already know. You already know. As far as being bullied, though, everybody's been bullied, though. Like, I'm
been
like,
bullied?
that's nothing new. Yeah. In life, nigga, yo,
Yeah.
you know, niggas in Brooklyn, son, first of all, niggas would always be checking.
Look. You see how you started off, right?
I gotta say this because it's so super fact. All these New Yorkers, son,
Yeah.
niggas are mad vain when it comes to clothes.
Yeah.
I grew up, my mom and dad didn't give a fuck about no name brand shit.
Yeah.
That's detrimental
parenting.
growing up in the hood.
In the hood. Yeah.
Not a good idea. So I thought I had this outfit, or I'll never forget this shit. It's like this red vest and these red jeans.
Yeah.
And I had this like striped red shit. I was like, I went to school. Nigga, I thought I was lit. I had my little fitted backwards, just like this shit. I was like, oh, I'm in school, I'm chilling. None of I had Paco jeans, nigga. Vasco jeans or some shit. Whatever my shirt was, whatever.
Yeah.
And this kid, I was in 6th grade or some shit. You're like 11.
Yeah.
And this nigga came from 8th grade, came down. I don't know if he thought I had a polo shirt on.
Yeah.
Randomly comes into my class, right? I'm sitting there. Pulls my whole tag. Oh, this nigga shit fake. And everyone started laughing. And I was like, I went home like, Dad, I'm going to school naked tomorrow. I'm not wearing shit. And I went to a Catholic school, son.
Yeah.
This was like the one day you get to wear regular clothes and some
Yeah.
nigga playing you, son. My my dad didn't give a fuck about that shit. Nigga, you just wear the clothes you got.
okay.
That's
Take
just
me
what
to
it
the
was.
gun store.
Take me.
because
I'm gonna kill everyone at school. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Like,
Yo,
that shit
that
is the
series is
fact.
crazy.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, son.
Yeah, that joke was hilarious.
Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Best.
Facts.
Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
absolutely.
Best
Yes.
stand-up 2019.
Man.
Dave
It's
Chappelle.
crazy. I think Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 0. Like, there's so many people that are mad at this joint.
Because of the shit that he
But
was
they
saying.
should be, man. This is
But I
such
mean,
a,
yo, it's called Sticks and Stones.
Exactly.
But we live in such
Exactly.
a-
What,
we
what
live
did you
in-
think
yeah.
you were getting?
Right.
I don't know. And he's Chappelle.
Right, and I mean, but
Exactly.
it's like, you know, the whole censorship and the whole, you know what I'm saying, like the whole politically correct era we live in. I think some of it is good, I'm not going to lie, because some of it is like, you know, teaching us to be more psychologically aware of certain things. So I think that's is healthy. But then some of it is too far, you know what I mean? And I think what Dave did with the whole, you know, when he was doing the illustration with the LMNOP community, or whatever, and then it was like, yo, no disrespect, love you guys. So he, he was like, yo.
We cool with the alphabet. The alphabet. That's what Dave Chappelle said. I'm just quoting Chappelle. I'm just quoting Chappelle, but shout out to Chappelle.
Shout outs. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I mean, because it's like, you know, you can't take yourself so seriously, too. You got to be able to laugh at yourself. Like, life is not always that freaking serious, you know what I'm saying? It's
exactly. You're not. Everyone is going to make fun of everybody else. There's a prejudice.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Premise of it was like, yo, y'all want to be like everybody else. Y'all want to be treated like everybody else.
So I gotta make
accept
fun
the
of
consequences.
You.
If I'm gonna make fun of them, I'm gonna make fun of your ass too.
Facts.
And no disrespect.
No disrespect.
We call him Chappelle, right? So
Yeah.
when he was like, what if I said I'm Chinese? He
Right.
was like, I'm Chinese. Yo,
That's how I feel inside.
Yo.
I'm like, this dude is a fucking genius.
Man.
This dude is a genius. What y'all think about Lil Nas X?
What about him?
Straying off the subject, not
Yeah.
because of the
Right.
LGBT shit,
Mhm.
but what do you guys think about? Like, do you guys think this dude literally has like a whole like career in music?
He got what, 2 songs?
I mean, but his song was #1 for like mad long. Like,
The song he got was
record.
#1
He broke
for a
the
minute.
record.
Yeah.
I don't think he even needs to drop another song.
Yeah, he doesn't. And I
he's
hope
good.
you please don't.
That
drop
song
another
is gonna
one,
be
though.
rocking.
Please don't.
I'm telling you, that song is gonna rock in movies and shit from years to come. Like that's he's good right now.
I thought the song was a spoof when I heard it. I
Yeah.
thought it was like a goofy song. I
Yeah.
thought it was like a spoof, like the camels in the bag.
Yeah.
Remember
I
was
kind of
like,
did too. I kind of did too.
Yeah.
But I mean, the way it took off and it hit, and it took a minute for me because I wasn't too fond of the song. Like if it came on,
the
like,
hook was fire.
That shows
though.
you
I
the
thought
power
the hook was hard.
the power of media. Like when you hear something enough times, even when you were like against it at first, when the majority that like pressure, everybody's with it. You got kids singing it.
But that's
But it's like it's hard to like, you know what I'm saying? It's
hard
like,
to dodge
yo,
that joint.
you can't get around it.
After a while, next thing you know, you start singing the lyrics.
That shit was
I didn't know I
Gangnam
knew this.
Style. That's that Gangnam Style shit.
Mhm.
Gangnam Style.
Mhm.
That was that one hit wonder,
But I mean,
big
why
record.
why you asked about him?
Because I'm always thinking like as artists, we're all artists here.
Right.
I'm always thinking, all right, as an artist, do I qualify Lil Nas X? First of all, the fact that you call yourself Lil Nas X, that you Lil Kim, Nas, and DMX, I don't understand your name. All right? I'm just saying. No disrespect to you, but I don't understand your name at all. But I'm like, you're Lil Nas X. So I'm like, what is your long-term goal? I've seen this nigga perform. He's a terrible performer. And if you're listening, I'm sorry, but you are.
How old is this kid? Because we killing this kid. He don't know much about the game. He don't know how to perform yet.
You might be like
He came out with a
not-
song
he might-
and
he might be- I don't know how old he
it
is.
popped
He's
off
probably
for him.
early 20s.
Yeah,
maybe.
early 20s,
Maybe
late.
super early 20s.
20 at the most.
Yeah.
He can't be no more than
I'm
that.
sorry, but like, yo, son,
But I mean,
right?
I mean, I guess
like, just like every other artist, we
Right.
went through the same thing, trying to
Right.
learn the ropes, and then when everything is coming at you at one shot, you trying to
I mean,
progress how you know
Right.
best way fit. If performance ain't gonna be your strong key right now, then it is what it is.
right.
So you're
But-
saying that we should give him a chance to grow.
If he decides to continue releasing music, I mean, his first hit took a hit. I'm always about giving somebody a chance, so that's just me.
But I think it's the consumer's fault. You know what I mean? Going back to the Dave, he was like, yo, it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is like, it's oversaturated with garbage. Like, the game
That
is
it is.
oversaturated with garbage. So it's like,
There's a lot of trash out there.
How
So-
the fuck is he gonna compete with his first song? That
You're not.
song went 18
No, it won't.
weeks.
It
and
won't. No, he's
number
not. He's
one.
not.
Like he
You're
broke
never gonna
mad. He
compete.
broke
You're
every
never-
record.
No artist has an artist ever competed with
None.
their very
No,
first
no,
hit?
no,
It
no.
I would
doesn't
say
happen.
50 Cent. 50
No,
Cent is a rare one, but he
no
know what
one
I mean?
ever the record he broke 18 weeks to
Yeah.
number one. There's no other artist on earth that's ever
He's
done
not gonna
that.
do it again.
Yeah, so
Except for
which means-
Michael Jackson. My bad. Michael
yeah,
Jackson would
but
be the
you
only
know,
one to do
he
it.
still never had a song that was that long.
But
Yeah.
even in those cases, at those times, like
And arguably, I
everything
was
was
going to say
original.
the time, if Michael Jackson was brand new, nobody had ever seen a Michael Jackson in
And-
the world, and
that's
he was
what I'm
coming
saying.
up
At
in a
Michael
time
Jackson's
like this.
time, everything was original, so it was easy to get on them.
You think Michael Jackson would pop off if he came out tomorrow?
I think
Like
so.
Michael
If the
Jackson.
world, considering
Like if Michael Jackson never came out, we saw Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Not like baby Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's been in the game since he was a child.
right.
So it was hard. But let's say Thriller Michael Jackson. And he comes out and he drops
He came
Thriller.
out in 2019.
2019 with Thriller.
Well,
It might hit.
He would survive.
It's hard
I don't
to
think
think
he'd
though
survive.
because I think like
You don't
with
think
Mike,
so?
you
Why
don't think
not?
so?
No, I don't think he'd survive.
Why
I don't
not?
think he'd survive. It's hard. You know
It's
why
a-
it's
it's
hard
a-
to say? Because he influenced.
I was gonna say he
an
influenced the whole
entire
generation. Yeah.
So like
So,
the
okay,
Chris
with-
Browns and all them
so
niggas.
where do
that,
you think that this generation would be without Mike?
Ooh,
And then Mike came around.
it would be
If he was
honestly-
never around in the
yeah,
first place to introduce these new artists to
Right.
what they're doing,
Right.
I don't think a lot of artists would be here if Mike did not exist.
It wouldn't really change the timeline. So in essence, it would be a different year. I think it would have been the same thing. It would have just been it was 2019. It would have had the same impact. It's like, okay, you guys are doing the same thing. I'm gonna show you guys something you never seen before.
Right.
With what he brought to the game, with the cinematic videos and
he made all his joints movies.
yeah, like it was like,
Like,
yo,
who
like,
else did that? Who else took the time? Like, that's a different type of passion to have in your craft.
If Mike never exists, I mean, it's a hard road to like be a nigga like Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To influence an entire generation and for you to. I mean, Mike was an icon. He was beyond an icon.
Yeah.
And he influenced everybody so much. So I'm like, if he didn't exist, would Chris Brown exist?
Yeah.
Would Neo would exist?
No,
Would
no.
some of these guys have? I'm sure they probably would have.
They'd exist in a different scale, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
it would be a different type of music altogether if Mike never existed.
Absolutely.
So Chris Brown could fucking be a pop artist. Well, he's a pop artist now, but he could be a fucking rapper, and
He would
we
be
wouldn't know if
yeah.
Michael Jackson
Have you guys ever seen the movie Time Machine?
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Time
No,
Machine.
no.
Well,
It's
I'm thinking of
Hot Tub Time Machine.
I
No,
was thinking
Time
of In
Machine.
Time with Justin
Not
Timberlake.
with
That's
who?
not that.
No,
one.
not in time. It's a movie, right? It's a movie. It's the movie about this dude that his fiance died. That she got robbed. She was in New York, of course she was. They were at Central Park, and this was in the
Of course.
1800s. And she fucking like he was proposing to her. Then some nigga came out of the forest, came out, robbed them. Then they had a scuffle. The shots went off. She died. And he was like some type of brilliant type of physicist. And he created a time machine off of H.G. Wells' book or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Now, in the book, he keeps trying to go back to save her, go back in time. So he like takes her from there, and like he brings her somewhere else. And then he's like, he had promised her flowers, so he went to go get her flowers. He's like, stand right here. I'm gonna just go run and go grab you the flowers. And she gets hit by a car.
Wow.
She dies every single time he tries to bring her back.
Yeah.
And then he ends up fucking up. Something happens, and he ends up going into the future.
Yeah.
He ends up going to year 80,200 and something. The whole world restarted.
Wait,
The
what
whole
year?
shit. 80,000 something. 80,271.
You think Earth
Like-
is gonna make it that long?
Oh, 800 something. He went on. The Earth totally restarted. Like it was just a total new group of people. Everything restarted.
So he
and-
went past the Armageddon and all that.
Everything.
Right,
he went
right,
past. He
right.
went past everything.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Yo, why can't I change the past?" And then I gotta watch the
Sounds
movie,
like
but
real good.
but
How
the
old
whole
is it? Well, how recent is the movie?
no, this movie's like 2001 or some shit
Who's
like
in
that.
it?
Pierce Bronson and a couple of not
Oh,
that many
yeah,
like
yeah.
Samantha Moomba, it's not that
James
many
Bond.
like amazingly famous people. But it's a very good movie. Check it out. It's just called Time Machine. And then a nigga goes, he asks this dude because what ended up happening is the world moved so far backwards, and after the Ice Age came again, it became two worlds. One on top, one on the bottom, because some people couldn't survive on top.
Yeah.
They went to the bottom. They went underground.
Mhm.
Underground niggas had no skin. They looked like white folks. They had no skin, long hair. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Thinner noses because they had to survive underground.
Underground,
And
so
some
no
people
sunlight,
survive
you can't-
upground, and they look like fucking like
Yeah.
black folks.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. And he asked the dude underground. He's like, "Well, it's like just talking like, how come I can't change the future?" And it was like, "Why would you want to change the?" He was like, he's like, "Why can't I change the past?"
Yeah.
He's like, "If you would have changed the past, you would have never created the fucking time machine.
Yeah.
You would have never done it. The only reason you created a time machine
So
was
you
because she
could-
died.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this would never have existed had you wouldn't even be here.
even be.
Yeah.
if the past had not happened.
crazy
So
concept, yeah.
even in the sense that we're talking about Michael Jackson, it's like even if we're thinking about it, if Michael Jackson didn't exist, it's like we're talking the time machine. Like, how the fuck are we gonna compare? Like these niggas would not have existed. It would have never happened.
We can never tell what type of scale these people would be on. If
Nigga, it
certain
wouldn't have
people
been.
never
It would
existed.
not have been the same Chris Brown we know. It might have been Chris Brown,
I mean, but
but it would not have been him.
Nah, yeah, you facts, right?
Yeah.
It would have been. It could have been a different face or a different type of music or
Yeah.
a different type of entertainment altogether.
100%. We gotta remember who Mike was. Mike was the biggest artist on planet Earth in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like
I think Michael was the biggest artist in the universe. Like
yeah.
niggas on Mars
Yeah.
know about Michael.
That's a
But I
fact.
think that begs the question, right? Like it's like, you know, is there a grand architect out there that has there's a grand design to this life where certain events had to have happened, right? Like so it's like I was watching this series.
You made me think of a movie. What's it called with Nicolas Cage? Knowing, I think it was.
Okay.
The knowing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the numbers and every day had a
Yeah. What was it? You guys out there, if you know what I'm talking about, it's a Netflix series. It's like with superheroes, like
The Boys.
No. It's it has like different superheroes in there. Basically, they go back in time, right? So they trying to fix like exactly like the past, like different things, but then it offsets the future, like all this stuff. But there's like certain events that they can't change, and they try to go like to the Holocaust, like certain things, like the crucifixion. You know what I mean? Like it's certain things that like it had to happen in history.
And this is on what?
It's on Netflix. I can't.
Okay, my bad. Netflix, yeah, what I was thinking about is on Amazon.
My motor skills are low right now.
I don't know which one you talking about. I'm not sure. I know which one you.
It's gonna come to me in a second. I was gonna say not the Avengers, obviously, but it was something, man. But it was a really interesting concept. And as I'm watching the series, like I mean, it's it captivates you and stuff. But the principle is like, even when you change one thing, there's certain continuums that like even though it might change format, the principle remains the same. So like the outcome, or rather the effect, will still be the same. If it's not President Trump, it'll be somebody else that acts just like him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean.
But
I don't know.
Ain't no telling who would be who if certain people ain't. It definitely is an interesting concept to look into, but we're not gonna figure that shit out no time soon.
No, you definitely won't.
Who, let's say, like who would be one of the biggest icons right now?
I mean, well, I was even going back.
It don't even matter what they do. It's just the biggest icon, like the first person you can think of.
Could Joe Jackson exist as a parent in this day and age? Because of the way that he parented his kids. You see what I'm saying?
Those kids will fuck him up. His kids will take the bell. They go, like, who you hitting?
Get a switch, nigga.
Oh,
what? Switching off the lights, nigga, while I beat your ass out here.
And then remember we was
What
talking
was
about
you
not
talking
shooting the five, so the kids gonna jump the pops. They gonna jump the new Joe Jackson.
But who's the biggest artist of this time? Who's the biggest?
It doesn't have to be artist, just icon. The most influential person you can think of right now.
Beyonce, fact, hands down.
All right, so
Yeah.
who would not be around if Beyonce didn't exist?
Oof.
Ooh.
Ooh. Hi.
Well, I mean, like,
I don't
how,
know.
how many?
These are questions. Don't even try to
Yeah.
answer that because we're never gonna know.
Yeah, we're never gonna know.
never gonna
It's like
know.
the X Files
It's a
right
lot.
now.
But I
Yeah,
feel
it's a
like
lot.
With
It's a lot.
Beyonce, it's like the reason why it's kind of different than Mike, because it's like, well, Beyonce, granted, she's great in her own right, in her own lane, just like you had Mariah Carey, you had Whitney Houston. They all had their different lanes, but it's different for the female artists because I feel like there's not been a Michael Jackson version. Well, maybe Beyonce would be the closest to that, I suppose. But it's still almost like with this generation. Granted, yes, you have the Beehive. Like, I get it. Like, I'm not saying she's irrelevant, but it's like when you look at Michael Jackson, you can literally see the influence directly with all of these. Whoever is relevant, it could be Lloyd, it could be Chris Brown, it could be, you can hear it either in their cadence. I mean, singing, stylistically is always going to vary, but overall, it's almost like there will never be, you can't even compare it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, there's nobody that can almost like create something. Well, I don't want to say there's no, but I don't want to even put a cap on that because as artists, as we all are artists, that's what we would hope to do. You know what I'm saying? Is to bring something different. But
what would be
still.
dope? Like Beyonce is gonna be Beyonce. She's dope. She's great at what she does. Now
Lizzo might be next. Though. I don't know.
Shout out to
who's
Lizzo.
before? Yo, Rizzo is nice.
Yeah,
Yo,
Lizzo is
Rizzo's
kind of
nice.
becoming that to
Who
me in a way. I don't
is
know.
I guess before Beyonce, female singer, biggest icon, biggest singer.
It's got to be Whitney, Mariah, or
you gotta be Whitney or
Now,
or,
okay, any of those.
Yeah,
If they had social media
yeah.
back then, how would they compete to Beyonce?
I don't know. I don't know how the world was. You know, it's so awkward because I don't know how the fucking
Because
world
it's
was
like
before.
now, you know, social media, you can put anything on everything in the world to get it in one shot.
I mean, that's a crazy. I mean, it would have advanced us because I think like back in those times,
And
yeah,
being that it's 2019, these people, you know, we're talking about talent, people that can really sing and come up with music and concepts and things like that. 2019 is pretty much an era that doesn't really care for none of that.
right.
So how would they survive in this era?
Wait, even with that question though, why do y'all think that is the case? Like, how did it get to this point where people don't care anymore? Like, why don't they care?
At some point, attention span just got shot out.
Oh, we're talking about like don't care about what the artist
With like the talent
It's just
of
the
like
talent,
artistry,
the whole,
like
the
you know what I'm
artistry
saying?
of creating music. Like you put in 6 to 9 months in creating music for somebody to be like, it was alright. Or
Yeah.
for somebody to be like, you not all that.
But I think I think you
fact.
got to do
Shit
something.
hurts.
I mean, I hate to
Shit
say
bothers
like
me.
shock value, but I feel like it's because you might be bored because you're seeing the same thing. Like, okay, you turn on the radio right now.
Well,
You're hearing the same thing. Everybody's doing the same thing. Nobody's trying to be original. And if you are original, you know, it's very hard for you to get to a place where
once
you know what I'm
once
saying?
you get to a point where you're original, that market is flooded ASAP. Like as soon as you're the first artist to create something,
Yeah.
it's gonna be 1,000 artists right behind you to follow suit in that. So that
Right.
trend is gonna die out quick.
But I'm gonna bring it back to Lizzo. I think she's doing that. I think Lizzo is
Shout out to
doing that.
Lizzo.
Shout out to
Shout out to
Lizzo.
Lizzo is possibly doing that, but let's say in 2 years' time, there's gonna be 3 more artists already out doing the same thing.
Right. I mean, granted, what she's doing is not necessarily, again, there's nothing new under the sun, but there are things like.
Now, when you say nothing new, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? Because I take it in terms as
Yeah.
as like structure in music and concepts
Right.
and stories you're trying to tell in the music and things like that.
I think they had back in the days where, you know, you had these like, what do you call those guys that did like the symphonies, like the, what's the guy, you know, like he did all these like orchestra type symphonies, like
like the Nutcracker and all of those things.
yeah, all those type of things, right? Like it's like technically speaking, they're all the musical
Okay.
scores, like the notes and music have already been done. You know what I'm saying? You can only remix them, you know what I mean? So it's like, but I think it's something about I guess your original stamp on it. So like, yeah, Michael Jackson didn't invent the moonwalk. He reinvented the moonwalk.
Facts.
To the point
Yeah,
where
he did.
when you see the moonwalk, you think Michael Jackson. You don't think James Brown. You don't think whoever on the freaking what was that show on the Soul Train?
That's
or
a
whatever.
fact. No
You know
James
what I mean?
Brown, there's no Michael Jackson.
True
There-
indeed.
Yeah.
No James Brown, there's no Michael Jackson at all.
Yeah.
The nigga doesn't
Well,
exist.
It would be a different type of Michael
Yeah,
Jackson.
it'd be a different type, but he
Different,
mimicked at 6 years old when he was performing for Motown.
Talking all these what ifs.
Yeah, it's mad what ifs. Either way,
Yeah.
niggas, y'all get it. Fuck it.
Yo,
Niggas wouldn't exist
What if,
without
what,
other
if,
niggas.
what if Michael was black his whole career?
If Mike ain't tearing, how was your weekend?
How was my weekend? Yo.
Michael Jackson, cause I mean, it's true. I mean, Michael Jackson is different. You know, in this day and age, every artist has to be transparent. You got to be on the gram. You got to do a lot of things. Not like Kendrick and Cole. A lot of these niggas are like exceptions.
Right.
But like you see, most people are like on the gram and they're active. in that time, it was all about mystery. So Michael Jackson was mysterious. That's why they can make up rumors.
Right.
Because he was like, yo, I'm not out there. You don't know shit about me.
Right.
So niggas are like, well, we're going to make up something about you.
Right.
Because we don't know shit. Are you sleeping in a fucking oxygenated tank? And I always thought that was weird. I was like, so he's sleeping in an oxygen. All right, so?
Yeah.
If I could sleep in an oxygen, I would do that shit too, nigga. Like,
Yeah.
if I got enough bread, nigga, I'm in a tube, nigga. I'm going to sleep, nigga.
Yeah.
Going in my tube, nigga. Go to
You
sleep.
know what's crazy? Like, even though Michael Jackson's life was almost like a blessing and a curse, like he didn't want to be in that position, but it's like you're already there, right? Like this is what you were groomed to be. But I almost kind of feel like technically he could have walked away from it at any point in time. He could have just been like, I'm just gonna go be a carpenter. Why didn't he walk away from it?
Because that was his calling.
But that was not even his calling. Like, he grew up having a passion for making music.
Yeah, but I'm saying but he could have chose. I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna do something.
He didn't have
different.
a passion for that. Well, at the same time,
You know what I mean?
did he really know about anything else?
Right. No, he
No, he
probably
didn't.
no, he did.
He was drilled with music. Like, that's all you can be dope at.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know.
And not
I
like
just-
that, but
yeah,
that's all you coming up and training and doing and learning, then
Right. I mean, but what I mean by that is
how
like,
far can you think of,
yeah.
y'all want to do this now?
But there was no guarantee that he would be as successful as he was. Like, just because he kept at it, just because he was raised in it, didn't necessarily guarantee that he would be the Michael Jackson that we know.
I don't think that I think he wanted to be. I think Mike wanted to. I think he planned, and he said it to himself, and he wrote it, and he was like, I'm going to be the biggest artist in the world.
Yeah.
And he wrote, this is shit that he wrote down. I'm going to be the biggest artist in the world.
Yeah.
And he did everything possible to become that.
Yeah.
And Thriller cemented that.
Yeah.
And then Bad took it over the roof. Like,
I think Mike was cemented in before Thriller.
Oh my God! I mean, Mike
Well,
had
yeah.
Off the Wall, but they were still kind of, weird with him during Off the Wall. Like a lot of niggas, he sold 10 million
Well,
records.
off the
but-
wall, he was still coming into his own. He was just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
getting out of
Almost a
group,
disco
trying to figure
record.
out what was what.
But
Yeah.
Thriller was, and then he did the first super music video.
Yeah.
Like he just stepped everything he did. He was like, if y'all niggas do one, I'm doing 10. They're like, well,
Yeah.
Mike, why don't you do 2? Fuck you, 10, nigga.
Yeah.
We going to 10.
Yeah.
What's the 10? We got to do music videos. First one to get played on MTV.
Yeah.
Everything he did was the first.
Yeah.
That's why niggas be like niggas like Kanye West is like, there's people in this Michael Jackson.
Right.
He's a different ball game. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, it's like what we're talking about with Bruce Lee.
Right.
Who, Bruce Lee was an anomaly. Was he the best karate nigga in the world? Nah, he wasn't the best Jukundo, whatever it is he created. He wasn't the best in the world. But Bruce Lee was the special. There's always special people.
the thing
Michael,
is, you gotta
Bruce, Mike
take in
Tyson, so on and so forth.
Timing also, like Bruce
Yeah.
Lee. Bruce Lee was the best at his time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You put Bruce Lee now, there's a couple people that could probably fuck Bruce Lee up.
That's true.
But I guess the arguable thing is always like when it's like the conversation with Michael Jordan or whatever. It's like because these people laid down like this foundation or this groundwork for the game, right? So it's like really all you can do is add on to it.
Well,
You're just
as time
expounding. you know
goes
what I'm
on, all these are just bars set.
saying? Yeah.
And you got
Yeah.
the next. You waiting on the next person to set a new bar.
Like what's his name? What's the track runner? Jamaican cat, fastest dude in the world, whatever.
Bolt, yeah.
Usain Bolt. So it's like, yo.
What you say? Usain? Usain?
Using Bolt,
Usain.
nigga.
Usain Bolt.
Using Bolt.
Using.
He's using mad bolts. It's like, yo, I mean, it's always going to be, like you said, it's always going to be somebody that kid. But I think it's almost like, it's different from when you see somebody take something that already has been laid down a step further, but to almost like you create something that is so reinvented, if you will, or so a step further that it's almost unrecognizable to the original, to the point where it's like, you are the original. I think that's what this generation needs in everything, like in sports and music, what have you, because I think like, like the potential is there, like we know it, But people are settling for less because it's like, all right, I could cash out. I could make this one-hit wonder, whatever, some BS, and like something that's catchy, whatever. Like, yeah, we get it. All right, we make something that's catchy about anything. Like, I'm in the shower. Yeah, I'm in the shower. Like, we all go to the shower, right? So everybody can relate to that. You can make a hit off of a shower single. Like, I get it. But it's like, it's time where that's going to be played out, too. You know what I mean? Like, yo, somebody's gonna make a single
I can't
about
really
the
bounce to
shower.
that.
Like, yo, I'm singing in the shower. I'm not even like
The shower.
I mean, we all
nigga.
do it. We
You know
all
what I'm
do it.
saying?
That's a fact. That's
Like-
a super fact.
Like, it's like on some crate. Like, I could like give me like 10 minutes. I'll come up with a hit for a shower single. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but because because I guess I don't know. Maybe the word is integrity. You have such a respect for the passion. Like, there's certain things that you wouldn't do, not just because you couldn't do it. But it's like, what is your legacy? Like, at the end of the day, yeah, Lil Nas X, I mean, no disrespect, congratulations on your success. But you have this one-hit wonder single that surpassed all these records. But do I think it's a greater record than a Michael Jackson record? Hell no. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. That's true.
Like, that doesn't
I mean,
you know what I
even,
mean?
but again, with timing, like, for one, that song wasn't for us.
Who was it for? I don't know who it's for.
The younger generation, and the young kids, the
But
new
if that's
guys.
the best of this
I was for
generation,
them.
like, damn, the world
and
is
it,
ending
that, and
soon.
that too, for me, that wasn't the best joint for that's rock this year.
No,
I mean, the world is definitely
it
ending soon. If
definitely
that,
was not.
But
Definitely was
like,
not.
I don't even understand.
Have we had worse
Then not Lil Nas X's joint. Yeah.
that hit the Billboard like the way it did?
I mean, I'm sure. Ice
been a
Ice
thousand
Baby, you
one-hit
had
wonders.
a lot of one hit wonders that were like,
There's 1,000 one hit. Like whoop, there it is.
yeah, there it is.
Whoop, there it is.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, there's a bunch of, but
There's a
none of
thousand
those,
of
how
them.
many of those one hit wonders lasted on the Billboard the way Nas did?
but the
Lil Nas.
but the reason why I'll give those
Nobody did.
Yeah, no, nobody. But
Nobody lasted that long. He's been the first one
weird.
to last that long, even over Mariah Carey and Michael Jackson.
why do y'all think that is though? It's weird though, because I don't see like that single like out of all these other songs. I mean, what's
Again,
the difference?
It wasn't for us.
Oh, I came up with this actually the other day. I was thinking about it. I think because moreover, I should say, that single was very clean. Like, you know, Cardi B's on top of the world, don't get me wrong, but she doesn't have clean songs. The subject matter is a little bit more adulterated. I think because that song spoke to kids, it was such a universal type of song.
Yeah.
That was very clean, not even
True,
just like a
true.
clean version. That was the song. So it's like it just became such a
Well, that is a song
You know
like
what I mean?
you can put in any atmosphere and it should do something. You put
That's
it
a
in,
fact.
if you put it in a movie, it can make for a good intro depending on the movie.
yeah.
You put it in the club, depending on the age group or type of club it is, it'll
Yeah.
rock. And depending on who you riding with, that shit might ride on the ride to wherever you go.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So it leads to my next question, which is totally and utterly not related to anything that we've been talking about. And we're going to almost close off on this question. Do you
Almost close off.
almost close? You know what I mean. Do you guys think that women really care about men's feelings? Like, I'm about to bust y'all niggas' balls on this one. Like, do y'all think that women care about how a man really feels about something? Like, oh, I feel this way. Does it really make a difference, or does it matter how she feels about it? At the end of the day, do we because we
I want
we
to be
all
slow
cater?
to answer this one because
we-
I don't know who's watching.
Like, you know
Yeah,
what?
we all cater. we all,
Pass.
yeah, right.
What?
Next
My mic isn't
question.
working. My mic isn't working.
So
What?
it'd be bad for
Next
my
question.
future career.
Do we think that? Do we think women actually care about men's feelings?
This is
about
the
how
thing that
men
they were-
feel?
Yeah.
To me, it's complicated because I think they do, but for men, we don't really portray our feelings like that. So how would they know what to care about?
This is the first
Okay.
excerpt that they're gonna play if you're running for president.
I ain't running for president, so y'all we
But
good because I ain't running for president.
we get upset and we get frustrated and we feel certain type of ways just like they do. But us as men, like we didn't grow up showing that shit. Like we fall, we get up, brush it off, keep it moving. Know what I mean? So we don't really sit there and be like, babe, I'm feeling some type of way, man. Like
Yeah.
it's going through my head. Like I don't really know what's
Man,
going
no,
on
that's
here.
all.
Like We don't really think on that. Like, yo, fuck these niggas fucking with me. You know
Wait,
what?
so-
Fuck it.
yeah.
Get money. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
I'm out.
So you saying, do women care about men's feelings in general?
If they knew what we felt, they would.
You think so?
But you know what? I think because
Some
there's-
would.
Yeah.
I think
Some would, not all of them.
Yeah, no.
Not
But
all of them.
it's all based on, like, we all kind of live in it's not reality, right? Like, this is all perceptions of what other people have laid the groundwork on. Like, this is what manhood is. This is what womanhood is. You see it kind of somewhat getting redefined these days to a small degree, I think, as far as, like, you know, heterosexual relationships or whatever. Because then, you know, we're talking about all these things, right? Like, going back to the Dave, you know, he was talking about in his special, like, okay, so if you have the right to kill this baby, I have the right to, like, at least abandon it, right? Like, it's like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's like, and I'm not saying I agree with either.
Y'all forgot he
You know what
said
I'm
that
saying?
shit.
This is like
Shout
satire,
out to
guys. You know what I
Chappelle.
mean?
We
Shout out
need you.
to
We need
Chappelle.
you on Sonic Gems.
Yeah, facts. But, you know, it's like, but my thing is like, you know, the roles, I think there's certain things that are almost like, you know, they're passed down for so long that it's almost like literally in your DNA. So there's certain things that, like, let's say, even, you know, not to darken the mood, but, like, let's say talk about, like, different groups and different, like, let's say how we're talking about the future and the past, right? So, like, the past, we had slavery in the past, right? So, but these things have also affected the future because the DNA, the trauma that's been passed down is going to affect your view of the opposite sex, for argument's sake, right? So it's like the way that you see what a man's supposed to be or what a woman's supposed to be is going to be based on that, even subconsciously, or how you were raised. There's so many factors to it. So I feel like,
let me just point out how you made everyone forget what we were talking about.
I was like, wait, how we get here?
I'm Sliz, but I'm focused right now.
Focus.
Sliz but focus.
Sliz but focus.
Do you think they care?
Slocust.
No, I don't
At
think.
all?
I don't think a woman gives a fuck about how a man feels. And the reason I feel like that is because just look at life in general. I was like, it's always about how the mom feels, how the woman feels.
Yeah.
Tell your mama how she look. Chris Rock had the perfect joke about this. He's like, tell your mama how she look. Tell your mama she look pretty. Tell your mama she look this. And all you get is the big piece of chicken. That's all you get. You get the big piece of chicken. And nowadays, do I think a woman really care? I don't think a woman actually feels like she cares. Like, I think they care depending on how it affects how they feel.
Yeah.
If a woman feels like, no,
Well,
I think you was wrong.
I see
And
what
now
you-
your feelings tend to diminish. And what we do as men, we fucking take down. We go, okay, no problem. It's cool.
But see, and I absolutely, I can see that. I agree. But at the same time, like I said, we don't show too much of it. So what are they supposed to feel if they don't know what we're feeling?
But
what
there-
if we're saying it, though?
But there's no happy medium
If we're
because
saying it, well, yeah. If hey, listen, if your girl tells you fuck your feelings after you you show that shit, that ain't your girl, nigga.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I agree. Facts.
Yo, she
Facts.
not worried about you.
That's a fact. But do women really care? I'm wondering if it's like a thing where it's like your mom would care. She care about your feelings. We're talking about your woman, a woman you sleep with.
even your mom might not care at times. I mean, there might be certain things that are reinforced because of nature versus nurture. Like if you're in an environment where, let's say, you have the natural aptitude to care, like everybody has a different personality. You might have a woman that is actually interested in her man, sharing her feelings and his feelings. My bad. And you know what I'm saying, being more expressive that way. But I think, like we talking about, there's nothing new under the sun. Technology changes. A lot of things change, but people don't change, right? So it's like it's a new format, but people are really the same, like, throughout all time. So it's like I think it's just the same principle of, like, all right, like, what are you bringing to the table that's going to persuade me to even care? Like, very few people are altruistic enough where they feel like I'm going to care just off of
SAT
pure
word, altruistic.
Yeah, y'all go read a dictionary. No
I don't read
disrespect.
dick nothing, nigga.
Yeah, we all mad intelligent out there. No disrespect to the fans. Sonik Gemz are mad intelligent fans.
Y'all didn't know? Y'all didn't
You
know?
already know we love you,
You know
guys.
what's crazy? I know people that just figured out what Sonik Gemz are, man.
Like just now.
Like just now.
Wow. Well, Sonic Gems, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
We're not going to break it down.
We're not
But
gonna
Sonic
break it down.
Gems, you're hearing gems. Sonic.
Sonically.
Sonically, you are hearing gems because we are giving you gems, so you're hearing it. Hence, Sonic Gems Podcast. We're gonna give you gems, even if we're no matter what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Back to what you were saying.
I think, because I completely forgot what I was saying because I'm Shlokist, you got to give effort
Just made
into
a
whatever
word.
it is.
I caught that. You just made a word. Showcase.
Slokist. It's when
I'm
you
lit.
slizzed and you focus. You're
It's
slow.
Slokist.
Locust.
Slokist.
It
I
is.
want everyone that's listening to write that 5 times tonight for homework.
For your homework, and we're grading you on Monday.
Whichever one sends in the closest to the correct spelling.
You can come and join Sonic Gems. You can come and be
Yeah.
on the show.
That's right.
As an
Hey,
intern.
and
as
we're
an
looking
intern.
for
Intern,
we're
no
looking
pay.
for an intern. We're looking for an intern. We need someone that's great with cameras because we got a lot of them.
Yeah.
We need someone that's great with cameras, great with live. We
Yeah.
need whoever you are. Just if you're down, you want to come through. We got drinks. You come chill and you have a great time, and you get to intern for Sonic Gems. Just wanted to put that out there. Back to what you were saying,
We talk about
Watch the DMs flood up now.
and we need it.
we need it. Yo, so we talking about women's and their feelings and men. You know, think about people have referred to Earth as Mother Earth, right? Look at the temperatures right now, how they just blazing, and we're talking about global warming and all these things. This is what they're asking the candidates for the next president, right? Like, what do you think about global warming and how it's affecting our environment? Some places they're projecting are not going to be habitable for people to live in anymore, like El Paso, Texas. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be too hot because it's already too hot. So you're thinking about these things, right? Like, do they care? I think most people, anybody really will care when it affects them, of course. But I think for the continuum of the human race, we will always find a way to figure it out and adjust as necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the days, maybe society was a little bit more chauvinistic. Now it's like, nah, like we're not doing it that way anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it will always correct itself because I think if we believe in maybe some kind of collective consciousness, it's constantly doing that. You know what I'm saying? Even as we speak, as you're listening, you're in your subconscious thinking about what you're listening to, and you're also thinking about, consciously where you're at right now and how those two realities sync up. Sometimes it doesn't sync up. Yeah, I feel like a lot of times with any individual, male or female, you have like the real version of yourself, you know what I'm saying? And then you have the version that you present to, you know what I'm saying, your environment or wherever you have to do for whatever reason.
So
may
you
feel,
think that
you
a
know what I
woman
mean?
will eventually get to a point where there is like,
Yeah.
it's awkward. It's not necessarily because I'm
Yeah.
like women don't care about if a man's hurt. All right, I just feel like when it comes down to raw feelings,
Some
like
do,
raw things,
Some
like
do, some don't.
yeah, like I don't give a fuck about how it's not about how you feel, it's about how I feel. It's just what Flock was saying, and
Yeah.
I agree with that because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like we don't share enough of how we feel.
Yeah.
So they're like, well,
It's
I don't even know how you feel really. So now you're telling me how you feel, but nigga, you never shared any emotions ever, nigga. You've
It's-
been the mad
yeah.
But see,
unemotional
and
nigga.
that's where the tricky part comes in now, because now if we're expressing our feelings, they don't know how to take that. So now we got to deal with their understanding of our feelings.
No disrespect.
It turns into their shit.
No disrespect,
Right.
but I feel like because I don't say
Nah,
there's a
nigga,
right
all
or wrong,
disrespect.
all disrespect, facts. Yo.
I'm playing.
Yeah, we playing. We joking.
We joking. So like, yo. So yo, like, but like, okay, there you could think about it like this, right? Like it's about being efficient. We're talking about effective communication, right? So we're always trying to figure this out for millenniums now. We're trying to figure out how to communicate between the sexes, right? But I think like you looking at obviously we think different, we're wired differently, we go through different challenges in life. Like, okay, all right, I get it. So, but my thing is, as a woman, right? Like let me not even start off like that. It's just gonna leave me in a ditch. I would like to say it like this. I feel like if you're coming from a perspective of like, yo, I don't care or I do care, oftentimes that's shaped on, like let's say you grew up in a system, or it could be in your household and then dating people or whatever, and those guys were just average Joes. They didn't care or whatever. And then you find a guy that actually does care to express his feeling, wants to talk things out and work things out. But you're already in the habit of like kind of like not doing that. So you don't really know what to do with that.
I mean, I agree with that too.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's all subjective. I think it depends on the person. It depends on this, that, and the third. I just automatically feel like women don't give a fuck about how niggas feel. I feel like niggas feel one way and women feel one way, and we're gonna always be like, well, how do you feel about? It becomes the Jody baby boy shit.
Yeah.
It becomes that fucking. It does. It does. It becomes that whole scene when a nigga was walking upstairs with the tacos and shit. He's like, yo, I fucking tell the truth to these bitches because I don't give a fuck about them. But I lie to you because I care about your feelings. And women are like, I don't get it. It's like, yo, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, we because, yo, I feel fat today. Nah, baby, you look great. Now, nigga, we lying. But we telling you this because we want you to feel good. And it's like, it is because we want you to feel okay. But if we were like, nah, you're getting big. I don't know.
But sometimes we're not.
Or whatever. That doesn't got to be big. I'm sorry to all the big women. But I'm just saying. It's just the facts. Like,
sometimes it's not even a lie, though. Sometimes it's just because the way that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we trying to present a solution. You're not looking for a solution. You just want us to listen. But then if we just listen and don't present a solution, do we care or do we not care?
My cousin said this shit. He was like, you hear the happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
You can say the happy spouse, happy house shit. It never holds the same weight.
Listen, happy spouse, it never applies to the husband. None of that shit ever applies to the
spouse.
husband.
Is
There is
referring to
no
the wife.
happy husband, happy nothing,
Happy
nigga. That shit does not
loving.
exist.
Why do we always so that's exactly what I'm saying. So we end up having to take down. We end up having to be like, all right, we're gonna fall back because we want you to be happy because as long as you're comfortable, I'm gonna be comfortable.
Because us as men put our women on that pedestal.
But
especially married men, made a decision to put that woman before everything we do. So we have to hold them to a certain pedestal. Niggas just hold up to that standard. Now, if you're not married and she ain't that, and
so hold on. Do y'all feel like this changes the perspective, right? So you're like, okay, I mean, it could be like, let's say you're a rock star, whatever, and you have your choice. You can have your pick of any woman you so choose.
Depends on what that woman does to you.
No, but what I'm saying is that let's say you have a wife, though, right? But you are also a rock star. This is the only time where I think a man would be almost on an equivalent level with a woman, because an average woman can always have that option too, right? With most men, right? You would think. So, but as a man, when you are at the peak of fame or prestige or whatever, and you have your pick, because I feel like, you know, let's say you're the breadwinner of the household, right? And you kind of have a control aspect on things, which I feel like even back in the day is really what it was predicated on. It's like, I'm the king or whatever the case is.
Yeah,
so I control the situation. So even if you don't really like it, you don't really have a choice, because where are you going to live? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like those kind of questions where they kept people in situations. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, but that kind of goes into a thing. Like, what do you guys think is, like, main principles when it comes down to men and women as far as just dealing with what our roles are supposed to be?
Yeah.
Like, how are we supposed to look at shit? Because I'm like, you know, we and, you know, it's a difference. And, you know, to all our listeners, we're Caribbean, everyone here. We're Haitian, we're Dominican, we're African, we're from outside of the United States, where women actually are different. Like, they are different.
Yeah, definitely.
I go to Haiti, and it's like the women, they almost cater to the guy in a sense.
Yeah.
Because the guy's like, yo, you're the breadwinner, you come in. Same thing in the DR.
Yeah.
Same thing in Africa. It's like, you're the breadwinner.
Yeah.
You are the man.
Yeah.
My mother, God rest her soul, I love you.
Yeah.
We could all be sitting there for dinner. A million niggas in the house. It doesn't matter what will happen. My dad's food comes out first. Yeah. It doesn't matter who's in the house.
Yeah.
And not even just first. It's separated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is your sauce. This is your meat. This is your rice.
Yeah.
It's like my dad has 1,000 plates. We all got one plate.
Yeah.
And
My
everything,
dad could do
everything was on a one plate.
everything on one plate. My dad had a million plates. He could choose what he wanted, but it was a certain. It showed a certain level of things because my
Yeah.
mom understood things, but my mom is, of course, this is 83. It's a different ball game.
Yeah.
Now we're
So
talking.
we talking about our parents that they grew up for the most part outside of this American culture.
100%. But does that affect us?
Yeah, it does.
It
Us,
did because
as
we
us.
grew up in American. Well, because we grew up seeing that, it didn't really affect us.
Yeah.
But understanding that that's not how most American women do, that's when it triggers because we know something else.
But do you expect it?
Yeah.
Do you?
In a
As
sense, yeah.
flock?
Yeah.
In a
Okay,
sense, yeah.
Okay, me too. All right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sonik Gemz. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because I do too.
Yeah.
And I think that almost sometimes they may even cause an issue.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Because it's like, damn, I just think that you should these are just things that you should normally think that you should do.
Yeah.
But they're not in your culture.
Yeah.
They're not part of this thing that we have. So they're like, well, we don't do this over here.
You know, what I mean?
Like, well, how do we translate that to saying, that's why I'm always like, when I'm like, women don't give a fuck about niggas' feelings, I'm always like, well, you really don't. How you feel is what matters because I think at the end of the day, a man tries his best to make you happy in some sense. Even if he can't afford the shit,
Yeah.
he's gonna try. You know what I mean? And I'm like, but we expect certain things in reverse. Like, oh, I want all my shit separate. Fuck that. I want all my shit separate. I want my bun on here. I want my fucking sauce. I want my goddamn rice. I want my chicken. I want all this shit. I want it all separate right here. And I want it first. I want it first.
Yo.
I want it first. But in cultures, but dead ass in and like especially, and I may be wrong, but like in American culture, you feed everyone else first.
Right.
You make sure your guests are taken care of. You make sure everyone else is taken care of.
Right.
Whereas Caribbean culture is the total opposite. Your
no.
man comes
Your man,
first,
your man,
and then
Right.
you take
your
care of
man,
everybody
your
else.
family, then everybody
Then
else.
everybody else, and then you
Yeah.
eat last almost.
Yeah.
And I don't want you. I'm not even thinking you need to do that. I don't even think you need to make sure you eat last.
Right.
I'll go get your food. I'm
Right.
fine with that.
Right.
But
that's
do
one
it-
of the transitions, like, especially living in America, we've gone through. I mean, we grew up one way, but us growing up at the same time, like, niggas do laundry way more. Niggas is cooking more.
Yeah.
Niggas is in the kitchen way more than what we used to be. You know,
Facts.
I would barely see my pops in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen.
Facts.
I
Yeah.
cook it up. Like, I chef up a little something
I
if I
mean,
have to.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
mean,
fact.
Because
That's
now
a
we're
fact.
also living in a society where our
yeah.
women work also.
You gotta work too. Yeah.
Woo!
We
Yo,
grew up.
yes,
Our
yes,
women,
yes,
our
yes,
mothers
yes.
wasn't working like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom started working when me and my sisters was old enough to take care of ourselves.
Beautiful example, Flock. My mom and dad had like a particular like structure.
Yeah,
My mom
the man
worked-
worked, take care of the bills. The house, the mom take care of the house and the kids.
Exactly, but it was more over the little things, right? So my mom would come home. She'd get out of work at 5. She'd get home by like 5:36.
Yeah.
My dad would get off of work earlier if he wasn't working overtime.
Mm-hmm.
My dad would come home. He would start the meal.
Yeah.
He'd get everything going. The rice going. There's always rice. We're Caribbean. There's always rice. So they get the rice going.
Yeah.
The chicken shit ready.
That's a
whatever the
fact.
fuck it was. So we always ate the same shit.
Where's the rice?
You gotta have the rice.
When
Where
niggas
is the
cook,
rice?
It's gonna be the simplest shit.
It's the simplest shit.
It's gonna
Yo,
be the simplest shit
That's
ever.
another story.
nigga.
That's another story. I'm about to tell y'all a story about that shit. So, but my dad would do that shit.
Yeah.
My mom would walk in. She'd finish the meal.
Yeah.
I don't even really ever remember them ever really even eating. Honestly, I think them niggas just was like, ah, y'all niggas eat. I'm going to sleep. Like I remember them like
Not-
tired. You know, I'm like, it's been a long day. Then they gotta come in and deal with a bunch of fucking kids. And by this time we were all grown. I was a teenager. I wasn't even eating at home anyway. I didn't give a fuck what y'all niggas made at home. I was at Mickey D's or pizza.
Well, I think
or
most of
fucking
us, by
whatever.
the time we hit teenagers and we out and about, that kind of shuts
It didn't
down.
even. It
When,
didn't even
when
make
you're
a
young
difference.
enough to still like be around your family and embrace the family, and you know what time dinner is, like it's different. Cause my parents, they tried their best to make sure we all had dinner together,
Facts.
even though the rest of the time, if everybody's in the house, we might be in our own thing. You know, my sister's in their room, my mom's watching her soaps, I'm in my joint, my bops is at work or however the situation is. But for dinner time, y'all niggas are sitting right here. My mom would also say, like, well, I just wanted to at least see you today.
I can. Oh my God, son, being a teenager, my nigga. Like, yo, I would leave dumb early and come back dumb late.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't see niggas at all, son, at all. And I had a ritual, guys. I love Seinfeld. I used to make noodles while eating Seinfeld. My mom would cook food. I'd be like, I'm gonna make some ramen noodles and eat fucking ramen noodles or watching Seinfeld, stupid shit. But either way, my dad would like start the meal and my mom would finish the meal. Like a coordination that happened. You know what I mean? That happened.
And I think that still exists now.
And it should. You know what I mean? And it should. But and just going off of like I said, this is the sidebar. I loved when my dad cooked. It was the niggerest meal ever.
Yo,
hardcore meat, fried hard as
Easy. Yo,
shit. Like, yo, it was the hardest meal. Like, yo, nigga, this is prison food.
As quick and simple as it was, you always like, yeah, dad is
Oh
cooking.
my God, like, yo.
That shit I like.
Rice, the blandest rice. My dad was like, yo, nigga, I used to be like, yo, this shit is bomb, nigga. I'm like, yo, it was so good. Like, yo, I used to love it when my dad would cook. That nigga would come home and like, yeah, I'm about to make some oxtails, nigga. There ain't gonna be no sauce, nigga. You about to eat this shit raw.
Like, the rare times where they made breakfast.
Oh,
They be fucking some shit up. They be doing some shit at breakfast.
And it was a difference. Like, yo, this
was my first time having, I think it was chocolate chip pancakes. I didn't know what the fuck that was. Yo, Pops, you made this?
It's like,
word?
Like, word, nigga, I'm about to eat the fuck out of this, my nigga.
You in for kitchen duty all the time.
All the time. And it was a different kind of love. You know, the guys are just different, you know. And we don't, you know, guys they all the differences and all the sauces and all the salads and all the shit that came on the side. And they weren't into all that.
No sides.
No sides, nigga. Meat and rice.
If you gonna eat, we gonna eat.
Are you hungry?
See,
meat and rice.
No lie, that's what I've been eating.
Moms and women, like, I love them and all that, but you need your nutrients. You need your protein.
My mom had to remind me
you gotta
to eat
make sure
salad
you
today.
get your vitamins.
My mom reminded me to eat salad today.
Like, nigga, you gotta
literally
eat some salad.
Protein and carbs, rice and chicken. That's it. That's all I need.
Yo,
I'm Caribbean.
That's
it. Yeah, that's all.
It's funny when I first met my wife, I was like, we were dating, and I was like, I'm gonna cook for you. And I went and I cooked. I made chicken and rice, nothing else. And then she was like, well, where's the sides? And I was like, rice. What the fuck you talking about?
Sides?
Like, this is
the
side of the
rice.
chicken.
The side of the
The side of the chicken is the
let
rice.
me tell you, B.
She was like, what the fuck are you talking about, nigga? Where's the salad or some greens? I'm like, greens?
Yeah.
Just the chicken is a little green. Just eat the fucking chicken, nigga. It's chicken and rice. What were you saying, Flock?
No, I was just like thinking of a time where I tried to cook. And this was a long time ago for a girl used to date. I tried to cook fish. And I was just hitting my mans up like every 2 minutes, like, yo, how long I leave it in the oven for? Yo, how long I'm putting this on? Yo, I'm making like 30 at a time, and I have no idea like how this shit gonna turn out. And all my sides got fucked up. All she had was the fish. I was so focused on the fish, everything else got fucked up. So she's like, all right, so we just gonna have fish. I got some bread if you want to make a sandwich. Everything else I made with it, nigga, is not good.
For real, sandwich.
Facts.
Sandwich it up.
Yo.
Hey, yo, ladies, don't be afraid to make a sandwich.
Yo, don't be
facts,
afraid. She gonna have some bread, maybe some potato. I'm gonna boil some potatoes. You want some boiled potatoes? I'm gonna boil some potatoes for you. You can eat the potatoes. Mad carbs. You want greens? Niggas don't even know the color. So you're fucked. Like, that shit is not gonna happen. Yeah. And that's how you know the nigga love you. Because that is what it is. Yeah. When wifey first cooked for me, it was an immaculate meal. It was like chicken, rice. It was like salad. It was all of these things. And I was like, I don't even know how to eat this shit. I'm like, where do I even,
you know, you
like,
trying to do
start?
some shit when you trying to, like, put asparagus in your menu.
It's like, what is aspire, nigga? What is this? Like, what is
I feel
this?
inspired right now.
I feel inspired. That's when I was like, I gotta step my game up. Yo, I never felt so bad. Or people was like, what is this? I'm like, it's chicken and rice. So we're not gonna have any sides? I'm like, I never heard. Yo,
Yo,
my
you ever
nigga,
look at it like
I've never heard of sides in my life. My
You
nigga.
mean
I'm
the
like,
side of the chicken?
You should have looked like
with the side
you
of
looked
the,
at them like the rice is on the side of the chicken. What are you talking
It's already. The side is already on the side of the
rice
shit.
is on the side of the chicken.
There's beans in it. Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's not what you're talking about? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
You want like a salad or some extra shit. We don't do extra shit in Caribbean
Nah,
culture.
Shit, even where I'm from,
ain't
you
no
get the-
shit until we with that one girl that teaches everything about what's supposed to be on the plate,
That's not how
where
it
your
is.
utensils are supposed to go, and all that jazz.
You
Like,
can even get the burnt part of the rice. We call it gratin. You can even eat the
we call
burnt
it
part.
gong.
Oh
That shit is
yeah,
dumb good.
word.
We call that shit gong gong. That's what?
Yo.
That shit is the best.
Yes.
You
my
want a
nigga.
side? I got some burnt rice.
You like
You was-
what?
Can't say it like that.
You
dog.
trying
Nah,
to give
nah,
me
nah.
the rice on the bottom of the pot?
Yeah, the
the
shit you had to
best.
It's
scrape
crunchy.
off.
It's
What?
the best.
Yes, I take it. That's cool.
Yeah, we gotta get a clap for that one.
Give me that. Clap
Yeah,
it up.
Clap it up.
Cocon.
Shout out to the
Fucking
Cocon.
gratin.
Gratin.
Shout out for that shit. It's so
Yeah,
good.
it's the
It
best.
makes the meal even better.
To this day.
To this day, nigga. It makes the meal even better, son.
Yeah.
It's funny. I came from Haiti like a couple months ago, and my brother like did not eat any of the regular rice. That nigga was like, give all these niggas the rice. Give me all the fucking gratin, the cocon. Give me all that shit. And the fuck, she was like, what? She's like, give me all the cocon shit, nigga. I want the gratin. I want all of that shit. And she just brought, every night she made food, she brought that nigga just the fucking gratin. She brought that nigga all the burnt shit. And that nigga was crunching, and I was jealous in the motherfuckers. He
Yeah.
wouldn't share shit. Fuck you, Apollo. I know you're listening. That nigga wouldn't share shit. And I was so jealous. I was like, oh, that looks so good. The crunchy shit. Your mouth is watering, my nigga.
Yeah.
This is Caribbean life.
Oh my god.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're like,
yo, whoever made gong gong, man, hit me up.
yo,
Facts.
we in the building.
have to wife that.
Like, yo,
Right, so, baby, you listening?
yo. You know what I mean? So
All
these
you
are-
gotta do is burn rice, baby.
all you
That's
gotta do is just, you know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna add that
No.
sauce to it and put that fucking, it's
Oh
something
my gosh.
different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
Why is that a meal? I don't know, but we don't. That's the thing. Caribbean culture, we do not
But
waste
yo,
food.
this is what we grew up on.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. We
Yeah.
do not
Grew up
waste
on that.
food.
I don't even ask where that shit came from. I just, I was 2. My mom gave me hard rice, and I loved it. That's
Yeah.
all I know.
That's a yo.
Why do you think, and we're going to wrap up on this question, why do you think in the DR that baseball was as big as it was? Because you play baseball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that it was as big as it? Because there's a lot of superstars that came out of the DR in
course.
baseball.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many to name.
There's a whole bunch. I
But
mean,
why did DR? Why do you think baseball took off in the DR as much as it did? Not as much as basketball or
Right.
I mean soccer. Every Caribbean culture plays soccer. But
I
why
think
do
it
you
was
think?
just a natural thing for us. I mean, hand-eye coordination is all you really needed, and we never had an issue with that. So it just became a natural thing for us, just like basketball and black people.
So what did you? What did you think? Y'all niggas is black though, so y'all niggas could have.
I mean,
like,
yeah, of course, but I don't know. That's a deeper question I want to do some research on.
So
'Cause
what
I know
what did you like?
we had different types of different type of baseballs. Like we would make up our own sport, and it would be a stick hitting a ball.
Okay.
Growing up, we played like 3, maybe 4 different other types of baseball games that wasn't actually baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just that was just how we spent our day.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Every nigga I know,
You
every
learn
Spanish
that.
nigga I knew from the Bronx played baseball.
Yeah.
Every nigga as a matter of fact,
Yo,
every
I
nigga I
still
knew
remember-
in Brooklyn played
I
baseball.
still remember
Yeah.
the first time I got cracked in the head with a bat, aluminum bat.
God damn, nigga, you still
shout
hear
out
it? Shout
my
out to
brother.
God, nigga.
Shout out to my brother that did it.
It's my own blood.
Shout out to God, son, because this nigga
God,
Flock
yo.
is surviving.
Like I had a knot just like that on top of the head for like maybe 2-3 days, nigga. And old school remedies, nigga, they just put soap on it, let it dry. let the swelling go there, you'll be all right.
Out of here,
Yeah,
son.
B.
This nigga said so. Yo,
Son,
Sonic
no
Gemz,
lie,
nigga, it's a
nigga.
wrap for the night, my nigga. We're gonna end on that note. I've never heard that shit. Niggas put soap on the fucking
Niggas put
knot.
soap.
Nigga just sabone bala. Just put a little
Nah,
soap
it
on
wasn't
that
no
shit,
just
nigga.
no Dove soap. Like it was black soap with the little pebbles that come out of the bar.
100%.
They wet it up, just put it on there, let it sit, and that was it. That was your remedy.
Homeschool remedies, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Put some rubber tussin on there. You be all right.
Yeah, so rub some tussin on it, nigga. You put some Vaseline on that shit, you be alright,
Shout out to
nigga.
my auntie.
Shout out, nigga. Put some Vicks on it, you be alright, nigga. Put
Vicks
Vicks
too.
on everything.
Yo, Vicks was a lifesaver for everything.
Vicks, fix everything.
Head is
my nigga.
mad cold the whole day.
Hell yeah, nigga. Your
Vicks
whole
work
head is
for-
breezing,
yeah.
nigga.
Headaches, colds, body pain. Like,
Vicks.
Vicks.
Yo, listen.
Vicks.
If your,
Shout out
if
to
your
Vicks.
car
We need
needed
your
an oil
sponsorship.
change, put Vicks on it, nigga.
Put Vicks, nigga. Put fucking Vicks on it, nigga. You got a whole STD, nigga. Just rub
I'm
Vicks
about
on your
to see
dick,
the
nigga.
Vicks symbol up on here next time.
Hell yeah. We got Vicks sponsoring, nigga.
Hold on. Yeah. Before, chill out. Yeah, Vicks got to pay us for that now.
Yeah, right. We need your money.
Vicks, we gotta
need
pay
your
us for
money.
that. No more
But that
free.
ass, I was always interested because I was always like, so many great baseball players came out of the DR, and I was like, you know, Haiti and DR shared the same island,
Right.
but we never on the Haiti side. We never gravitated towards
the
baseball,
baseball,
but we never gravitated towards much outside of soccer.
Right.
You know what I mean? It
Right.
was always soccer, but soccer was on both ends. But I was always like, why was there so many great Dominican baseball players? Like, why was that the thing that why did y'all gravitate towards it? But it wasn't just in the DR. It was also in New York.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just Dominicans. It was Puerto Ricans,
yeah.
Panamanians.
Yeah.
They like, and if you spoke Spanish, you played fucking
It was,
baseball.
it was something about the Hispanic culture that was just a natural at it. Like,
Yeah.
we was just not to toot our own, but we was just nice. Like,
No,
we
that's
just,
a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
But it's always crazy because I'm always trying to understand
Like where it comes from.
Yeah, like where it comes from. Like
There's
what was
probably
the
a history
inception?
to it, but I feel like it's like a lot of things. It's more so like the accessibility, I guess. Like you said, like y'all play stickball and different variations of it. So it's like even with soccer, it's like this might be the only thing that I have. I don't have a basketball goal, so I'm gonna play soccer. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like this is what I have, or like even probably. Like in Jamaica, I could be wrong, but I think track and field is big in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Hence, like
definitely big in Jamaica.
Usian.
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah, we're using
Fusion ball.
we're using both. I mean, but soccer is big in.
Get this man name right, please.
Yeah, is it Usian?
Usain Bolt.
Usual Bolt. So usual. Y'all niggas know Usual? He's French. Y'all don't know Usual?
I can't even
I'm sorry.
breathe right now.
I'm just saying. He's French.
Yo, Sonic
Usual.
Gemz, people.
Sonic Gems. But yo, ladies and gentlemen, we thank y'all for listening. We had a good time hanging out with y'all, man. We talked about mad different stuff, and we, you know, normally our podcasts are like hours, super hours long. But tonight, you know, we're gonna give y'all just a short version. Not really short, it's really an hour and a half, really.
It should be
But
normal.
It should be normal, but this is we always give you a lot more.
Points.
You know what I mean? But we talked about a lot of things, and we want to know your opinion too. You know what I mean? Like wherever you're from, like what was dope? Because I think soccer is the biggest
sport in the world.
sport in the world
Probably.
outside of the United States.
Yeah.
It's what football literally is.
Yeah.
Because football is what American football is not football.
No, yeah.
Because y'all only kick it one time.
Yeah.
Y'all use your hands. It's handball.
Handball. Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
Football is when you're using your foot the entire time.
And yo, it's not easy, yo. I used to play soccer with my pops. My pops still goes out there to this day.
To this
Yo, you
day,
brought up
nigga.
Handball, man. I ain't played handball in so long.
Oh my
Handball's
God.
another one. Yeah, that's that. Yo,
Yo,
yeah.
Shout out
that's
to
a
all my
throwback.
Puerto Rico homies in Brooklyn that took me out there and whipped my ass the first day. Niggas was just beaming it at the wall and beaming it at my head until I started to get better.
Y'all remember
And-
Suicide?
Oh! Ladies and gentlemen,
Word.
do you know
No,
about
we should-
Suicide
I was about
Nephew?
to say,
We
yeah,
gotta-
a little bit, because I'm just thinking about like old school Brooklyn days, Vanderveer Park.
Son,
like, yeah.
Suicide. All right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you my. We're gonna wrap up after this. I'm gonna give you my version. If Flock gonna give you, we're gonna wrap up.
Bet.
Yo, Suicide. Holy Cross. Shout out to everybody who went to Holy Cross on Church Avenue in Brooklyn. Holy Cross in the back of the fucking school,
Yeah.
tossing that blue ball,
Yep.
blue as shit,
Yeah.
handball, off the wall, and you gotta wait. Mad niggas are who's gonna catch the ball.
Yeah.
And whoever caught it, if you were the one who caught the ball, the nigga who threw it had to run to the wall to touch
But
the
normally
wall.
the one that threw it was always good. He was the closest.
Of course. But then
You would
did
never
y'all
get the
did
nigga
y'all
that
play
threw it.
booties up?
Hell yeah.
Yo, if you didn't make it
If
to
you
the
didn't
wall,
make it to
you
the
know what
wall,
booties
you
up?
Nah,
So look,
I ain't never playing that, son.
listen. If you
Wait, you're talking about 7 Up?
No, nigga,
this
that's
is
a drink.
suicide. Definitely a drink. Yeah, no more. Luckily, we wrap it up.
No more alcohol.
Yo, listen. You know what? We got to do that. We got to bring the old school.
Yeah, that's
games
that's
back.
before my time though, for real.
We got to bring the old school games back.
But some
I
of them,
definitely played booties
like
up.
I definitely know
We used to
handball.
beam the shit out of niggas.
Yo,
Yo,
Booties
dude.
up.
Hey, for
Oh my God.
booties up. Just gonna tell you, like, if you got hit 3 times with the ball before getting to the wall, you had to stand on the wall, and whoever was playing that game
they had to.
would line up and beam the ball at your ass. You had to stand there in position. To take
In
that shit.
position,
In position.
nigga. Hands on the
Hands
wall,
up.
police
And niggas
position.
never missed a count when it was booties up.
Never,
Wow,
nephew,
wow,
nigga.
wow.
That shit was like life
And you know
or
what's crazy?
death, my nigga.
Like
World
if,
star.
if niggas throw the ball and you catching and are fighting for it, whatever, niggas would keep throwing the ball at you until you get to the wall and call safe.
Oh my, ladies and
So,
gentlemen,
yo.
if you did not play suicide, Neff.
That's crazy.
When I'm telling you booties up, your hands are on that wall. All of a sudden, I remember this in Brooklyn, my nigga. Niggas that wasn't even playing. It be niggas from the high school.
Yeah.
Niggas would just walk by, oh, booties up, nigga. And niggas would just walk
You know
by
what?
and
Yo,
debo the ball,
Listen,
nigga.
imagine this, and I'm gonna end it at that. Imagine getting booties up, pause, by the baseball team.
The whole team? It's a wrap for your life,
Oh,
nigga.
what?
This is mad pitches.
Mad pitches,
What?
yeah,
Nigga.
what?
Nigga, that
When I
ball
was
is
on-
coming at you at 100 miles per hour at your ass, my nigga. Niggas hitting you in the back. Niggas don't give a fuck where they hit you. Niggas was like, whap, and you took it, my nigga. This is the shit that made you a man, son. You had to take that shit. Your
take
booty's
that
up,
shit.
aight.
Yeah.
And you on that wall, you're like,
And everybody had to throw, no matter if it was 2 or 20 people, nigga. Everybody.
everybody,
Yeah.
son. Yo, I caught the work. Yo, for all y'all niggas that throw that booties up at me, son, in 7th grade, fuck all y'all niggas. I'll never forget it. Flock just brought back a hard memory for me. Fuck all of y'all niggas. I'll never forget that shit. I will never forget it. 7th grade. It was the first day of 7th grade. Whoever brought that ball, fuck you. Y'all niggas brought that ball in. Y'all niggas know I tossed that ball off the wall. Y'all niggas caught the ball. I ran as hard as I could with my cheap sneakers on.
One hand catch or 2 hand catch?
One hand catch,
Yup,
nigga.
all day.
I ran as hard as I could, Flock. I ran with my soul, Neff. I didn't hit the wall in time. That ball hit me. Booties up, nigga.
Booties up.
I'm in 7th grade. It was 35 niggas playing. I'm telling you, when all them high school niggas came, son, I came home. I couldn't even sit down, my nigga.
Yo, this is gonna be in my next bars. I'm right.
Suicide. I never knew why they called it suicide,
Yeah.
because you might as well have committed that
Yeah,
shit
well,
after you got your whoever caught that ball, my nigga.
Yeah.
And that was the best part about the game.
Yeah.
You in a group of motherfuckers. That ball hit the wall. It was about who was gonna catch that shit.
Yeah.
Like it's an amazing game. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Somebody bouncing a ball off the wall, and it's like mad niggas jumping to just catch that shit.
Yeah.
That's why handball was also such a big thing in New York.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, yo, son, when we're playing with our hands, you know how hard it is to hit that blue ball with your hands.
Yeah.
Yo, your hand is the tennis racket,
Yeah.
and you're hitting it off and you're sweating, and
Yeah.
you're just.
Yeah.
And you're hitting that shit mad hard, son. Mad hard. And niggas was not pussy, son. You did
Yeah.
it with a bunch of killer niggas
Yeah.
in your hood. Niggas didn't give a fuck about your life, son. Suicide, nigga. Anyway, Sonik Gemz.
Booties up.
Booties up, pause.
Yo.
Sonic Gemz.
We are not naming the podcast.
We are not naming it. Matter of fact, this podcast gonna be named Suicide.
Yo, we had a
Booties Up.
super watered down version of it.
You already know. Sonic
up.
Gemz, SwimCon, Oreto, my man Flock. Shout out
Yeah.
to all day. We in the building. D Milo. Shout out. Wait for the new music coming soon.
Yeah,
you
man.
already know. Flock, what you got
new
coming real quick?
music,
Yeah, talk about
New
it.
music, new merch, new vids.
Yeah.
It's a new revamp. So that's coming soon.
You already know. And you better go watch. Go on YouTube. Check out, you know what I mean, Mike Check. Check out Chop
Mike
and
Check.
Block.
Chopping Block Corp Nation.
Corp Nation,
Juke Move
Dominicans
got a
everywhere.
couple ciphers on there.
Check them out.
Power Circle Freestyles. We out there, man. We got some joy. Shout out to the Corp. Shout out to Power Circle. Shout out to Crazy Man. Shout out to Juke. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with us. You already know.
That's a fact. And
You
the
already-
Crazy Man just dropped some new shit. Keep the Change 3 coming soon. You already know what that is.
But
son. We keep
Revo,
it-
y'all stay tuned, man.
You already
We
Nigga,
got
when
something
you dropping
special.
something, man?
We
Stop
got
playing.
something special for y'all, man. I got something special cooking right now, man. It's Thanksgiving dinner. Thanksgiving's about to come up, man. It's Thanksgiving time.
Thanksgiving dinner.
Everybody
Hey.
eating.
As we
Everybody
did in the
eating.
last podcast.
Shout
Sonic.
out to Al.
Shout out to Al. Shout out to all our Philly niggas. Sonik Gemz, we out.